Ito po si Attorney Nikki De Vega.
At ako naman po si Attorney Carlo Nicolas para sa programang
Ang Buhay at Batas. Bumabati sa inyo ng isang maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon.
Ako po si Banat Bay ng Trending News dito sa DZRJ. Bumabati sa inyo ng Blessed Christmas and a Happy New Year. Tuloy-tuloy lang ang banat.
Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza of Good Job Philippines, wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Tita Carmen Ignacio ng Palatuntunang Pulso ng Sambayanan na bumabati po sa lahat ng isang maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon.
Hello, DZRJ fans! My name is Ira Panganiban of Free Spits. I'm wishing you guys a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a great time.
May peace and love for one another reign in our hearts in this season and beyond. Have a Merry Christmas and a brighter and prosperous New Year. Jimmy mo na to po, tsak-tsahin mo, baby!
Hi, this is Johnny Gomez of Johnny Gomez Live, wishing us all a very meaningful Christmas and the best of 2022. Happy Holidays, Kabandido!
Hi, this is G and Marge Santos of Mystical Buffet.
Season's greetings to everyone. Here are warm wishes for a safe, healthy, and COVID-free 2022.
Merry Christmas!
Hi mga kapuga, dito po ang inyong mga lingkod. Ako po si Mark Lopez.
Si Doc Ethel.
Maricar Serrano.
Darwin Cañete. Tom Berenguer.
Manny Biernes.
Kami po ay bumabati sa inyo ng isang maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of us at Teleradio Bandido TV.
Pasko, Pasko na naman.
To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners, you can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, RJAM News. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup. You can now listen to RJFM and DZRJ 8:10 a.m. from wherever you are. Just type in RJ 100.3 FM on TuneIn Radio, Streama, Radio Garden, and just type in RJFM for online box radio. For DZRJ 8:10 a.m., just type in DZRJ 8:10 a.m. on TuneIn Radio, Streama, and Radio Garden. Happy listening!
Everybody. So before we proceed, of course, may all be well with you and everything else in your life, diba? Nothing but abundant peace, love, joy, good health, happiness, and prosperity to everyone out there, okay? So I'm DJ Chin. Kamusta kayo this week? Right? I hope that all is thriving at your end, okay? So I'm wishing that for everyone. So it has been a pretty busy week for me, and I like my busy because it is intentional busy. So kayo rin, I hope na intentional busy din kayo. Don't just leave anything to chance. So I've been busy improving and working the bugs in my life, and I'm really very happy about it. And right now, what I see whenever I do this is that I see hope for all of us in the planet, because it means that if I can do it, anyone can also do it, right? So that's actually great. Anyway, so I want to welcome you all to Good, Great, Unstoppable, the Francine de las Alas show. And we air live from DZRJ 8:10 a.m. every Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So join us. Okay. So you can also catch us at different, I think TV Plus Boxes channels. And of course at our YouTube channel, that's RJ News PH. Don't forget to also subscribe to our channel, and also CLC positively. Okay, marami ng nega sa labas, iwan na natin sila doon. Okay? Let's make a difference here. So anyway, also don't forget to keep sharing also our page and our channel. So that's it. So anyway, now I want to move on to the, of course, our sort of like our PSA about COVID. There is a new variant in town. It's from South Africa, and I think it's also called new or Omicron. So it sounds like one of those devastation tools of Thanos if you are one of those Marvel or Avengers fan. So I just want to remind everyone else to be more careful now. I know the alert level is on the relaxed side, but we still can't be mindless or careless for as long as COVID-19, it's not just in our midst, but it just keeps mutating. So the South African variant is worse, the Omicron. It's worse than Delta because, if Delta could be transmitted within 15 seconds, that's a transmission rate. I'm also wondering how much worse this new variant is. This Omicron variant is. If 15 seconds is the transmission rate for Delta variant, baka this time we're dead within a few hours. Okay, so ganun siya. So if we value our lives, let's keep protecting it. So anyway, for me, guys, this isn't a case of it's our time. Right? If it's this isn't the case. If it's our time, it's already then it's time to go. COVID is a preventable disease, and I hope that you guys know it because it's a really behavior driven most of the time. So when we take our health and our safety protocols seriously, we also eliminate the human bridges of transmission. So you guys, that's my PSA. Please be really mindful of how we actually conduct ourselves, how we make decisions and choices, especially about going out and about safety protocols. So if you do that, tough luck because now that because the basically a behavioral virus, it's tough luck for us because we have not even done the part where we are, if we have not done before our part of being careful, right, of being mindful about this. So I'm not even what do you call this? I won't be surprised if this variant finds its way in our of course in our communities. Okay, so this is going to have more mutations, and if we don't really behave or fix ourselves, we won't be able to figure out. Okay, we won't be able to figure out that if we unite, especially during lockdowns, and we unite toward solutions to making lockdown succeed, we can actually beat this. So that's been the message of our show ever since. So make sure that that you are not just good to yourself, but also good to your communities. Okay, so if we also vaccinate, right, we also increase the chances of kicking COVID out for good. So, but then we are already here now, and as I predicted, there's going to be freaky mutations, and it's already happening. So again, the human transmission is what COVID-19 uses. So the more careful we are when we conduct ourselves in every action that we make, then we are also helping rid our country, diba, or globally COVID-19 in our midst. Okay, so ito pa nga, diba, because it's highly behavioral, we are the human transmission bridges. When my hubby asked me if we were going to use face shield when we were going out to do our once a month grocery, I told him even if the face shields is no longer a requirement, right? It's not the COVID-19 virus that scares me alone. It's mostly it's the behavior of the people, and true enough, when we arrived at the grocery, only the cashiers, diba? The cashiers and the staff of the grocery were wearing face shields and their mask. The rest, the customers were not. So see, case in point, it's really our behavior. So another, I guess, one case in point also is Europe. See, if we are lax and if we're not careful, so that's we're gonna have again. We might again see another surge, right? There's a right now there's a surge and of cases and also deaths are in Europe. It's again on the rise, right? So again, these numbers of rising cases, whether it's death or new transmission, it's again human behavior driven. So I hope that by now we already realize this. So guys, think twice before you ditch those protocols. There's still wisdom in being safe and healthy. So if you like face shielding, social distancing, even if the government says you no longer need it, by all means go ahead, because the world needs more of us who not only care for ourselves but also care for others out there. Okay, so that's it. Now, but speaking of still on the COVID front, I suppose there's also wisdom in the saying that goes, if you can't beat them, join them. Because there are still a lot of people who don't like to be vaxxed. So, but case in point, companies like Merck is already coming up with antiviral treatment. So I think these are like pills that you can actually just pop. But it's not yet, we're still not sure about the after effects of it, right? And, but this one is for, I think, especially for those who do not want vaccination. So perhaps it's sort of like a compromise. It's just too bad because though they are still, they are still, those who don't want to be vaxxed are still going to be transmitters of the disease, diba? So I call them grim reapers in the flesh. So the antiviral drug, though, was less effective as they had expected. Less effective, but still effective. It's just that it only showed 30% promise, diba? So it's going to be helpful to those who have mild cases and those who are on the way to severe cases. I think that's where they will dispense or prescribe that. So if you want to read up more on it, you can actually check out the full article in Financial Times. Just Google it. I think Merck's, just like Merck's antiviral treatment. So again, guys, we still have to be extra careful. You know what? Those who are running DOH, the players in DOH, the department heads, and the undersecretaries, they're also human, right? So they may be scientific, but there's still an arbitrary component when they make decisions. So it doesn't mean that when they say the alert level is down to 2 or 1, and we can now, go back to sort of like some semblance of normalcy. It doesn't mean that also that we can totally rely on that. So we also have to have our own protocols where we meet the government's, I guess, call for help. As far as uniting against COVID-19 is concerned. Okay, so you just can't be too careful. Maybe too careful. Yeah, you just can't be too careful right now because it's still there. All right. So moving on. So 2 years ago, before all hell broke loose, right? That was 2019. One of our last quarter convo was about raising extra money. So it was a real-time project I carried out over on air. I would update I stated my goals, and then every week I would make an update of how far I have come in reaching that goal. So this year, so I want to revive this. Okay, I want to buy an iMac kasi. For personal reasons, and since the salary of my husband is already for monthly expenses, I don't think it is right to ask it from him, right? So and even if I were, let's say, so I put myself also in that situation, but what if I am we are financially well off, diba? The thing is, right, this is a personal project of mine. So I don't want, even if I were well off, I would not want to get the funds from my husband's hard-earned money. Okay, I have to first prove that I am decided to optimize it for my lifelong dream. So since I want to to buy an iMac in maybe in 6 weeks time, I decided to make it a life project. So let's all do it together. I'm not saying you get an iMac. You just come up, you just raise the money side by side me, and join me and do your own money project goal for 6 weeks. Okay. So this is going to be a short-term income project for the next, I think, 4 to 6 weeks, most likely 6 weeks. So think of it as a beta test. I think it would be fun to discover for yourself that money nowadays can be made easily, basta legal, moral, ethical. Ha? Okay, please. I don't understand kasi why we have to, I don't understand why we have to why we have to resort to evil, corrupt ways, diba, to raise money. So anyway, so this is what I'm going to do for the next 30 to I think 45 days. 45 days though is too long for me. But if I'm just gonna share with you what I plan to do. So if you also want to take that on, go ahead. Right? It'll be fun, and also you can update me in the comment thread. You don't have to tell me how much you've gained during the week or what results. Just say that I joined the 6 week money making project with you, and I had an income goal, right? And I was able to hit it this week, and hopefully I'll hit it again next week. You can do an update like that, up to you. So anyway, so I'm going to determine the amount of money I need to raise, right, for the next 4 to 6 weeks, and divide that divide that amount by the number of weeks. So kayo, if you want to raise, let's say 5,000 or additional 10,000 per month, you just divide that in the next 4 weeks, kasi a month, right? So then next, I'm going to select my income portal. How am I going to raise this? I can prioritize, of course, my non-trad business, and also see if I can add also our cooking talent for our food orders, which we usually do during Christmas only, right? Since this is a short-term project, I can consider that. But I can consider that. But at this point, I think I'm just gonna do with a non-trad business because it's faster, right? And I like it's faster and it's more practical. Then after I have selected how I'm going to do this, I will already start. So I have to start this week the planning and the schedule of execution. Okay. That's me making an excuse and putting it off. I should start by tomorrow. So if you guys are going to do the same, it can be just an additional 2,000 a month or every week, up to you. And the idea is to show yourself that you have the ability to make yourself prosper, especially in this day and age, diba, with internet and all that. Basta again, guys, please naman, legal, moral, ethical. Okay? So next week, I will update you. Cross your fingers. This is both scary and exciting, right? Because it's like taking accountability, right? And I'm already reminding myself that this is a doable goal, and so I should not be so scared. So I'm already telling myself, just do it. It's only for 4 to 6 weeks, and the amount is just this much. And in our business, I can easily get that. So see, that's me talking myself into it, because if I listen to the other to my demons and dramas, it's telling me that maybe I can't do it. So I think that's the fun side of this project. Showing ourselves that we have what it takes, right, to go for our short-term goals or short-term dreams. So join me, right? Do it in your own home, right? And I hope that also and don't be discouraged, by the way. Hey, it's got so many learning curves. Don't be discouraged. You can always do it again and again and again and again and again. Okay? So anyway, puti pa tong guy na to. Diba? This the winner of the 378 million jackpot lotto pot. There. Don't you just wish that you were the winner of this 378 million? So whoever you are, kudos to you. I am pretty sure that you are not a newbie lotto bettor, right? If he or she were, diba? If your case, if I want to see that there truly is a God, but for the 99% of the world who would want to also be lottery winners, I wonder if how they think about about favorites. Because 99.9% of the world who has not won the lotto shows that there is only one God, and right now He is focused on you. We all want that. We all want, oh God, we let. Do you want to be lottery winner, by the way? So anyway, you know what, guys? When we also, I know what it's like to go into to bet in lot. Of course, it's very simple. Diba? You go there every day, diba? And we used to do this when we were really down and out. We would allocate whatever barya to our lotto fund each day, and for some time we would actually go daily. And when I did that, I would sit there, right? I realized that being intentional about it is also equivalent to having a job. Yun nga lang, 5 minutes, di ba? Or maybe 10, kasi 10 minutes going there, or 5 minutes, because 5 minutes, that's all it takes to buy your ticket, unless the line is really long. So it's still a job if you're doing it intentionally. But nevertheless, making an effort. So even if it's just a 5 minute job lang, right? Making an effort purposefully each day for Lotto is still work. Kasi chinaga mo, di ba? Pinuntahan mo siya every day. You did this ritually. So in a way, that person was committed to the work, going to the PCSO every day, di ba? Committed to the work, to the goal, and also the dream. Di ba? So, of course, we all have this perception that the job has to be 9 to 5, that it has to be laborious, di ba? But, you know, one of the things that I realized in that it's if you go there intentionally, it's a 5 minute job. It's because God works in mysterious ways. And true enough, this guy, di ba, he probably goes there every day and buys lotto ticket every day. And then the God works in mysterious ways component comes in, because recognizes that he is there among many inconsistent lotto bettors. Di ba? So, see, the siguro what I'm pointing out here is the unconventional unconventional office, right? And unconventional work that you put in. But the thing is, diba, going there every day, making that part of your schedule, making it a ritual. It sounds very simple. Diba? It sounds very, very simple. But the thing is, if sometimes even the simplest work can be the hardest. Diba? Getting up, going to the lotto, or walking to the lotto, that can be tedious. It's like a 5 minute workout each day. Diba? Gym, easy sounding but hard to do. So when I sat there each day waiting for my turn to get my lotto ticket, I realized that if that were my job each day and I did win the money, that would be the most awesome job in the world. So that guy who won the 378 million, he had the most awesome job at all. All he had to do was wait for his turn, fork out the money, choose the winning numbers, and this time even, you know what? He didn't even have a winning number. I heard it was a lucky pick. Diba? So anyway, don't diss anyone. So don't diss anyone who purposefully and patiently buys lotto ticket each day. That's called purpose and commitment. Diba? Again, the simplest job is the hardest job. Now, to the guy who won the lottery ticket, 4 pieces of advice for you. To the total amount except for 300K, put everything first in the bank. Don't touch it before you can come up with a sound financial wellness plan. Don't just build a house or share it with your community. Not yet. Okay. Number 2, the 300K or even the 300K that you cut from it, spend that for shopping, travel, and leisure to just address your super hungry, deprived self. Finish all this money and don't leave everything, but stop there. Okay. And then come up with number 3, come up with a financial wellness goal and game plan like debt service, savings, investments, success setup, moving forward plan, and R&R plan. What's moving forward? Moving forward, yeah, I don't know. You can define that. And number 4, as far as your family and relatives are concerned, just maybe set aside 0.05 or 0.0005 for them, diba? Or as just a certain amount if you really can't help it. But as much as possible, if you can keep it first with you, do that, okay? For the simple reason that you want to avoid being a one-day millionaire. It's so easy kasi. Dami talagang manghingi dyan. Sa Facebook nga lang, mag-post ka ng pagkain, sabihin pa libre mo naman o kaya pahingi. We have that kind of mentality. So, here, what I'm encouraging you is grow your money, discipline, and habits first. And grow your money, discipline, habits, and your money and your life first before you can do philanthropic or community building projects. Okay? So anyway, of course, hindi pala 4, 5, be careful and mindful how you allocate. I suggest you attend the Millionaire Mind intensive seminar of T. Harv Eker so you can get an idea on how to be prosperous for the rest of your life. Okay? Just don't be a one-day millionaire. Pero grabe, for you to do that, right, and if you ritualized ritualized buying lotto ticket every single time, kudos to you and many, many blessings pa. Okay? So anyway, yan. So now when you think, when you win the lotto, my question is, should you let anyone know? Right? If you are ready to expose yourself and your family, why not? And I am sure if you do this, mabilis pa sa 4:00 lilipad yung balitang yan. You know why? Kasi baka si Marites ang nasabihan mo. Diba? Kilala mo ba si Marites? Diba? Okay ba sa segue? So I just found this Marites meme funny. I guess the hidden chismosa in me can relate. Diba? Sino mga chismosa dyan? Ako hindi ako chismosa. Kaya nga hidden. But anyway, so for those wondering what Marites is, it is a shortcut. It is a shortcut per Mare. Ano ang latest? O, diba? Ano ang latest chismes? So I just really find that Pinoys are really so clever. Diba? So as if that weren't funny enough, they also came up with a long list of names with Mari that means chismosa or something. Like Marisol, Maring Tagasulsol, o diba? Who has one of those? I'm sure you have friends. I think most of the time we have a lot of this in our circle. Diba? And that means also that it means also that we could also be one of them. So aminin, diba? Then there's Marichu, Maring Taga-Chuchu, and I stay away from being one and from one, diba? I suggest you also stay away from Marichu kasi you never know kung anong sinuchuchu niya ba, diba? It might be about you. And before you know it, baka mahawa ka pa, maging Marichu ka din. Diba? Then there's Marisa. Mare, ito pa ang isa. So my question is, guys, anong klaseng Marites ka? Diba? And you know what isn't in the list though? Marian, diba? Maring yayaman, o diba? Yun ang gusto ko. So ikaw dapat Marian ka lang. So if you win the lotto, be careful with your kumares, as they say. Tell me who you are and tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are or I will tell them about you. Diba? Yun ang Marites, Marites, what do you call that? Marites motto. Ayan. Tell me who your friends are and I will tell them about you. Diba? So mga Maris, sumama lang sa mga Marian. Maring yayaman. Okay? So kawawa naman yung mga Marin, kawawa naman those girls or women or ladies with a name, with a Mary, diba? In their names. So my only advice is, so that you don't do justice to this meme, is don't be a gossip monger. Be a classy Marites. Okay? So yan lang. Yan yung aking mga kinatuwaan this week. But you know what? Since we're on the topic of gossip, did you know that even a study shows that women gossip more than men? Ano ba, no? Are we doing this to save mankind? Is this going to contribute to the what we call that, to making the world a better place? Anyway, so but I read that from an article in Psychology Today, which is my go-to. So if you want to read it up on it, just check out the title. Is there any truth to gossips? Just check that out. But what else? But according to that article, aside from women gossip more than men, the younger individuals tend to gossip more about the older individual. Is this true? I don't have anyone older to gossip about. Or maybe because I'm the old one already, and people are gossiping about me. But I think in this case, in our country, parang hindi naman. Every time I ride a train, or I'm outside and I see friends together, or a group of people together, I always try to listen in on what they're talking about. Not naman all, diba? I'm not a marites. I'm just observing I'm just observing the content of the conversation. And you know what? It's always about other people. And also, you know what? The ones that usually do this are women. So tama that part of the study, tama siya. So ayun. But but in our culture, 'di ba? Basta it's not about the older individual. Usually it's about office mate, 'di ba? Or someone it's usually about office mate or colleague. Basta their immediate environment, or within their immediate environment. So I guess the most important naman part of the study was the underlying tone, no ba? So you'd think also, but I'm not sure if this is also applicable to us. You'd think also that the percentage of positive gossip, though the percentage of positive gossip is not remarkable, the tone though of neutrality scored higher than the negative than having negative gossip. So I think that's good enough. But in our case, again, if I were to base it on those conversations I hear around me whenever I'm in the train or in a restaurant, it's always about it's always negative about that person. So I've never seen anyone actually celebrate somebody else's greatness or goodness. Diba? Masarap yung ganun chismes, yung parang grabe, ang galing-galing niya, sana ganun din ako. How can she help me kaya? How can I help her kaya? Dapat ganun ang chismis. But it's usually, based on what I've heard here, it's usually some negative about another person. So this one might be this study might be culturally relevant to the US, to the US country. So anyway, I hope that sana lahat na lang ng gossips are just neutral, diba? And no malicious intention. So suppose if this were true, diba, having marites or two, if all gossips were all neutral, I wouldn't mind having a marites or two as a friend. Because they're not going to be as damaging. But anyway, just a disclaimer, this is a US study, not a study done here in the Philippines. We should do one though, diba? If these to find out if these are also universally true for us. Okay? So again, don't be a marites, lalo na my gulay. It has already been founded that women gossip more than men. Let's elevate. Let's elevate our womanhood, diba? So, best lesson here na lang is wag maging marites. So, yun lang, wag maging marites. Alright? So, anyway, finally, we are on the last 30 minutes of our show, and that means it's convo time. I hope we can fill up the last 30 minutes with this. Kasi parang feeling ko hindi, it's very short. Now, last week we talked about integrating wellness and well-being into our 2022, diba? So today, let us cover welfare. So without it, guys, well-being and wellness will be impossible to complete, okay? So what is first welfare? You know what, guys? I actually searched welfare, the word welfare, and psychology, happiness, and welfare together. And, this very, 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 this is a highly untapped, diba? Highly unstudied aspect of of our happiness and having a happy life. And I think that if you are, I think more should be devoted to the concept of welfare as a, what do you call that? As a foundation for wellness and well-being. Okay, so now because it's when I googled it, I couldn't find much material. Let's us first define welfare according to Siri. So listen, let's see if Siri will get this right, and let's just make this fun. Siri, please define welfare. There, can you hear this, guys?
I found this on the web.
All right, so let's see if she can define it for us. Siri, please find me the definition of welfare.
Welfare means the health, happiness, and fortunes of a person or group.
And okay, so the health, happiness, and fortunes of a person or a group. And there were actually three definitions here. The last one being the one that I am referring to as far as this conversation is concerned. So it's financial support given to people in need. So let's take out the last part. It's actually financial support. So for us to be able to complete all our happiness, our wellness and well-being, it requires a financial support. And that is welfare. Okay? So for simplifying this conversation, that is the definition of welfare that we will use here. All right. So the most important for okay. Hold on. Let me just close this. That's it. Let's say thank you to Siri. Thank you, Siri. See, I love Siri. Sometimes when I'm so bored, I just do that. I have conversations with her, and usually Siri can't carry conversation, and that's what I find funny. But anyway, so I also use financial support, diba? That's a foundation for wellness and well-being, or foundation for all these for the cornerstones of our happiness, because it was also part of the discovery I have made when I was also working towards completing my happiness. And a lot of that time, I realized that there is really no such thing as free happy. Okay, you can only walk the dog so much, but at certain point, as I said before, the dog will become hungry, and you have to feed the dog. And whatever you feed the dog, it has cost. At a certain point, you'll also get tired walking the dog. It's probably not the dog who will become hungry, but you. At a certain point, when you do get hungry, you have to feed yourself or buy food. Again, it has cost. Or maybe right after you walk the dog, you want to take a bath, you want to take a shower. Again, even the water that you use for taking a bath, it also has cost. So free happy is there's no such thing as free happy. Maybe for 2 hours there is. Maybe for a day or 3 days, you don't have to feed yourself. You don't have to take a bath, right? You can just walk the dog, starve the dog, whatever. But it is not. It's not. It has limitation, right? So in general, I'm going to speak in general form. There is no such thing as free happy. See, I just wrote it here. So you can expect, again, you can expect to exist or be alive each day. You can't expect to exist or be alive each day without some bucks in your pocket. Okay, so without some funding every single day for you to exist. And the thing is, it's not you who just needs to exist. Also, your family member, especially if you're married and if you have kids, right? Or if your parents are dependent on you, or your parents are subsidizing you. So for you to exist or for you to stay alive, you need money. Okay. So think of welfare as a benefit, right? If you are secure in it, it benefits not just you, but your family and your community, or your communities as well. So that's I remember Edric Mendoza would always say, you have to have a healthy view of money. And I guess this is one way. This is one way of looking at it. That money as the money as is a medium for your welfare. Welfare, and welfare is a foundation for wellness and well-being. So when we talk about welfare, we are talking about again mula. Okay, and money is nothing but a fair energy exchange representation. For example, if I buy something from you, let's say adobo, right? For sure, you're not going to give it to me for free, or give it to me, especially if I ordered 1 kilo or 2 kilos or 3 kilos or bats and bats of adobo, right? You won't give it to me for free, and not only that, I'm sure also that you will not give it to me without a profit. Profit is is nothing but valuing of your time, of the energy, effort, and talent, diba? It's that you invested in making that adobo, diba? That bats and bats and bats and bats of adobo. So sometimes we can also give something for free. Okay, wait lang. So categorically speaking, but in the same breath, when we do give something for free, it's because we are grateful. So meron pa ring energy. We are grateful for something. We received something, whether in whatever kinds or form of blessing, and from whoever gave it to us, whether it's a higher the Almighty Creator, right, or someone else. The fact of the matter is there was still an exchange. You received something. That's why you are giving something out. It's still a fair energy exchange. It's a cycle, right? So anyway, so even when you give something for free, you give it out of gratitude. You give it out of gratitude, and that is still value. And the cost of that free gift is often equal to the thing that we are grateful for. So I guess in Tagalog, if it's not from in Tagalog, we call it like utang na loob, diba? Kaya nga siya utang na loob. So we are grateful for something, and we want to give it back. And whatever it is that we give back, even when we exchange time, diba? Even when we exchange time is still money. That means you gave up something, you gave up a part of your time, and or maybe you took time off from work to do something for your family, because you love your family and you're grateful for your family. So you gave up one day's work to give something to your family that you're grateful for. Okay, so you get the idea. So again, the cost of the free gift is often equal to the thing that we are grateful for. So that is what fair energy means. Kaya, di ba, ako, wag tumawad, pero wag din abusado sa pricing. Like itong mga sandobag manufacturers na to, yung jumbo nila ganito na lang. Jumbo ba yan? Then jumbo nila dati ganyan. Yun, madaya sa pricing yan. Ano ba pangalan ng Dolphin yata? Yung pangalan ng brand na yun. But anyway, so yun, wag tatawad, di ba, kung tama naman yung price as much as possible. Wag din abusado sa pricing. Kasi nga, fair energy exchange. Okay? So, so anyway, going back, money is simply a representation of the energy or the value invested in whatever it is that we are exchanging. Okay, whatever it is that we are exchanging. So we need, of course, money, obviously, to keep our lives going, and that is how it is beneficial to us. Okay. So every aspect of wellness and well-being require a stable and healthy sense of welfarehood or welfareness to sustain or to keep or to have peace of mind and inner peace to keep going. Okay, so even if it is as simple as going to church every day or walking the dog or having 2 or 3 meals a day, without welfare to complete the process, our wellness and well-being will always hang in the balance. It will always be threatened, diba? Like for example, paying your bills every time. If you are just relying on your on a minimum wage income and you are a family of 3, I doubt if 12,000 can sustain you or 10,000 can sustain you. Diba, gatas pa lang mahal na, right? Renta pa lang mahal na, Meralco pa lang mahal na. So if we don't, if the welfare part, diba, of our peace of mind, which is being able to pay the bills on time, put food on the table, right? Put roof over our heads and clothes over our clothes over our back. If those are threatened, diba, or those are threatened, kasi kulang yung sa welfare side, you notice wala kang gana sa buhay, sakitin ka, you're depressive, diba? You're always angry, you're always worrying. So those are the exchanges, diba? Those are the exchanges. If your welfare is not welfare side of your happiness, it's not secure. Okay? So be mindful, guys. Be persevering. Take action each day, not just to make ends meet, but to meet the demands of both the near and distant future, as well as yung actual livelihood, actual need nyo every day. Even if the amount is impossible, you have to know what it is pa rin. Okay? So, especially if you're still in your 20s, habang bata pa lalo, diba? Be focused on attaining welfare for the sake of wellness and well-being, and attaining all three, diba? Attaining all three as a goal, not just as a chance. All right. So now, how is welfare related to your wellness and well-being? So here, number one, once you've identified the areas of wellness and well-being, you have to compute the cost of each of those areas. Diba? How much do you need for each one? So if you're coming from 1 kahig or 10 kahig, isang tuka, that's okay. Okay? Right? Anyway, even most impossible or ludicrous amount or the cost of each. It's very important that you know how much the cost of your life is, so that you also know anong hataw mo. Diba? Then you will also realize, grabe, ito lang pala yung hataw ko, ito pala yung ito, kaya pala masama, kaya pala depressed ako, kaya pala hindi ako masaya, kaya pala parati akong galit. Kasi meron akong isang bagay na hindi hinaharap, kumbaga. Okay? So, again, even if it's a ludicrous amount, write that wellness and well-being, write what wellness and well-being means or looks like in your life, so you can get the accurate or closest cost to it. Saka ka na tumawad, diba? But get the action. So if you discover that the cost of your peace of mind is staggering, I guess it's okay. It means you have already, let's say if you realize, oh my God, the cost of my life is 200,000 or 300,000 per month pala, and I'm only earning 50,000, then you will see that you are an insult to yourself. But it's very, if you find out that, let's say if you compute and it comes to the actual value, right? The actual value, even if it's staggering, it's okay, because what's important is you have a good grasp of what your happiness looks like. You can now have your North Star. You now have a direction. Okay? So I'm sure too that if you find it also too lofty, that this is, let's say, if you find it so that your life pala is so expensive, it means that I'm sure also that it's because this is the first time that you have actually computed the actual value of your inner peace and your peace of mind. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Don't be shocked, diba? Embrace it, right? Embrace it and make it as I said, your North Star. Now, let's say it's running in the millions. You can come up naman, let's say the cost of your life, right? Is running in the millions. You can come up with, you can break it down, diba? So that you can find out your starting point. So like, we all know that no one becomes a millionaire overnight, right? But you can become a multi-millionaire even in a span of 2 or 3 years in an industry as ours, diba? So a startup figure lang is required. For example, the cost of my life and my peace of mind, right? And my inner peace is at least 500,000 per month. Okay, these covers mostly, or this covers expenses, okay, savings, investment, health, success setup fund, family fund, R&R, and also education. Okay, but since I can't earn that right away, I have to begin with at least 30. I have to begin with at least 30 or 50,000 a month. That's my starting point. Okay, so you can do the same. So if you find out that you need 500,000 a month, don't just junk it and say, "Oh my God, that's impossible." Throw it. No, 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 no. Just figure out. Okay, what is the more realistic between now and the next maybe 2 years or the next 3 years? What is that realistic amount? Okay, so that's what you have to do. Compute the income or the cost of the every aspect of your wellness and well-being. Okay, next. So now you have an amount, okay? You have a starting amount that you have to work on for the next 2 to 3 years, right? The next thing that you have to do is find a suitable vehicle or ways to earn the income that your peace of mind and inner peace will need. Okay? So if you ask me, guys, again, legal, moral, ethical, pwede kasi just come to our industry of direct marketing. Okay? Non-traditional for as long as legal, moral, ethical is way better than traditional business. As Eric Quarry says, di ba? It's a stone cold fact that we have a better way. One, why? Una-una, when you go into, let's say, business, di ba? That's your vehicle. You don't know anything about it. Right? You don't know anything about it. So for sure, malulugi ka or it will not take off or it will fail. And if you are alone, right, and no one's teaching you, wala kang connections, wala kang contact, you will think that it's not for you. Or you will think that you're a failure or talagang you're meant to be, diba, whatever, you're meant to be poor all your life. No. In a non-trad business, you're not alone, right? You have coaches, you have mentors, right? Someone who's done the business already and is already succeeding, knows the business, the ins and outs of the business. So and because this is an industry of parang copy paste, whatever copy paste and tulungan, whatever we have learned, we will also really teach it to you because that's the only way that we will also grow. So that's one. So, hindi ka kaagad magkukwit-kwit. May mga trainings, di ba? So, aside from coaching and mentoring, may mga trainings, di ba? Skills and knowledge training together. So, that's one. Second, also, we leverage, right? If you start in your traditional business, mag-isa ka lang. So, yung whatever punan that you have, kakainin siya kaagad ng mga areas in your business, pang-fund ng mga areas in your business mo. Here in our industry, 'di ba? Dahil tulungan siya kahit maliit yung capital niya, hindi na 'yun ang problema mo, 'di ba? ROI is easy. Ang problema mo na lang is how to grow your organization so that you can grow your business and how to also help others grow their organization and their business. So tulungan ka agad. Third, capital. Ang capitalization it's not, diba? If you can, in a non-trad business, if you start with 50,000, that's not all that you will spend. Kasi there is overhead for sure, or magpapaikot kang pera, maglalabas ka ulit. Kasi, hindi naman babalik ka agad yan eh. Hindi yan ka agad babalik. My eyes are hurting because there's a smoke coming from the oven. So anyway, so yan kaagad babalik, diba? Unlike here, because it's small capital, once you've already sold the products, you've ROI'd it, which you can probably do within 2 months, even 1 year, walang lugi, diba? Kasi ang important, once you have the capital, you now have the means to utilize all the streams of income offered by the direct marketing system, diba? On top of that, in your trad business, you only have one way to earn, diba? So, yung capital mo kulang na nga, diba? Maglalabas ka pa ulit, tapos single income streams ka pa, tapos kakain pa yung capital mo ng negosyo. That's why, if you're looking for a suitable vehicle to fund your peace of mind and your inner peace, I really encourage to come to our industry, di ba? Basta legal, moral, and ethical, hindi pwede yung magpa-promise lang yung interest. Nagbigay ka ng 100,000, mag-i-interest yan ng 100 or 400% in 3 months. Yun, dun pa lang, scam na talaga. Pyramid na po ang tawag. Di ba? So, wag ganon. So, a true direct marketing, tinatrabaho pa rin siya. You spend time in learning, diba? Learning before you earn, kumbaga. Yun. So, find a suitable vehicle is the second aspect of the foundation, setting up your welfarehood, diba? Third, once you have a vision, a goal, and a plan, start right away. Don't wait, diba? In going for bigger goals or welfare, wellness, well-being goals, every plan, every action has many day ones and therefore countless learning curves. So you can't put off starting at a later time pa. You on top of that, you won't even know when it's the right time, diba? Or when the tipping point is till you can actually work the plan and gain consistency in the results, diba? Gaining the results. So if you win one time, win one time, it's probably just chamba. The most important thing here is being able to deliver the results that you had planned out in the first place. So kaya, 'di ba, don't wait to start later on because of those day ones and countless learning curves, 'di ba? All of them, they eat time. Okay? So the thing with developing welfare is that you can't just also quit. Welfare can be as low as an additional 5,000 per month or per week, but it isn't really the cash cow that drives our inclination. What drives us is the reason behind why we want to reach that level of peace of mind and inner peace. We do it because our loved ones matter. So, for example, the reason why I have not stopped in our business, even if the going can really get tough, it's because of my family. So whenever I want to throw in the towel or feel like calling it quits, I always ask myself the following questions. What next? Or where to? Right? Are there any other options? And I end up realizing that there are no better alternatives than being in our direct marketing industry or business because it is tested and proven. And the only one right now who has the sky is the limit income. Sky is the limit income potential. So when I visit other options, I just see diba, una single income stream especially if I do traditional. Pangalawa, may capitalization. Diba, it's not only one time. I have done a lot of traditional businesses and believe me, I think the laway lang ang puhunan, it's a myth, right? Even if you're gonna go do real estate, you still have to fund your transportation, diba? You still have to eat, right? And if you have a client, you have to treat them. Even if you're just doing Zoom at home, you still have to pay the internet and the Wi-Fi and of course where you are zooming, diba? So there's no such thing as laway is puhunan lang. So and it can really get expensive. So for me, diba, parang what I recognize is trad business can kill all entrepreneur spirits, diba, and all budding entrepreneurs. So when I look at the alternatives, talagang it's really our business is a direct marketing non-trad, diba? This can be my baseline and my take-off point. Or sometimes if I look for other alternatives, kailangan ko pang mag-aral, I need the money now, diba? I need the money now. I need the funds now. I need to feed my family. I have to help my husband. In short, it will also still require energy, diba? Effort, diba? And it's also happiness consuming kasi mag-isa ka na nga lang and then ang tagal-tagal pa magkagrasya, diba? So it will really kill our, as I said, the entrepreneurial spirit. But unlike in our business, I'm not the only one working the business. It's tulungan. So because the choice is clear on which one can help my family better, I keep going. So when it comes to our family or our loved ones, quitting is not an option. And welfare, diba, working on our welfare, diba, it may be hard, right? But if you are in the right industry, if they have right decision, right industry, diba, it will help you also not quit. Kasi the thing with welfare is hindi ka talaga pwedeng mag-quit. Kahit nga, as I said, 5,000 per month lang, kahit additional 5,000 per month na yung kailangan mo. Because it's not the cash that drives us, but the reason why we are building welfare, the reason why we are is integrating welfare into our lives. All right. So there you have it, the three components of having a happier life and a happier you guys, diba? Wellness, well-being, and as we've talked about today, welfare. These are all of these are a happiness or happy life's cornerstones. And for the coming year, you have to define these three. Understand what makes you and your life tick, guys. Okay? So hindi na pwedeng, for me, what's sad over the pandemic, ang dami pa rin walang pera, ang dami pa rin same attitude, same mindset, same behavior, diba? So, tuloy, they get beaten. They're already beaten before they could, they've already been, they get beaten and they get beaten over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So, this coming, parang don't be part of that statistics, diba? Me, always, I cringe at me personally, at my very idea that I'm poor. Kasi ibig sabihin, I didn't do anything about it. I cringe at the very idea that my life will be, that my life is going to be always threatened, diba? It will not have peace of mind, it will have not inner peace, because I cringe because it means that I did not do anything to help myself and to help my family. So kayo then have that, diba? Have that, and the only way you can have that parang standard of your happiness with all these three. Okay, your wellness, well-being, and your welfare. Okay, so just like my message last year before the year ended, don't bring the negative aspects of 2021 into 2022. If you brought 2020 into 2021, all the more that you should shake it off and come out new by the coming year. If there's one thing that we all have, it's time. So before the year ends, make your peace of mind and inner peace list, and also how much each of these aspects cost. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be shocked by it. Know that there is a workable point, and there are also vehicles such as ours that can take you there. All right. So it's 7:59, and I'm really grateful to be here. For all of those who have tuned in last Saturday, thank you for continuing to be around, diba? So I hope that I really add value. This show add value to your life week in, week out. Okay, our goal here is to show everyone that when we say the key is us, that we really have what it takes, that all the abilities are within us, are already within us, for us to take on most, if not all, of the happy areas of our lives. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock, and I'm now going back to my unwind mode. It's time for me to watch Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, and I hope, guys, to see you again next Saturday. And me, DJ Chin, saying good night and maraming salamat. Have a fruitful week ahead, guys. Thank you.